Hello and welcome to the Ivor Priestfield, home of Midlands Rugby Union side Broad Street and temporary home of the Coventry Bears. We've got a promising game for you this afternoon between the Bears and visitors Doncaster, who won 31 points to nil on their last Our League outing. The Bears are hoping to snap a 4-game losing sequence, while Doncaster too come off the back of 2 late recent defeats. It was former Bear Nick Newman's heroics for Newcastle Thunder that took the league points to the North East last week, while Sheffield Eagles completed a smash and grab win in the AB Sundex 1895 Cup on Wednesday. I'm Dave Parkinson and I'm delighted to be joined once more by Steve McCormack in commentary today, who's one of the most respected figures in rugby league following his spell in club coaching and on the international scene with Scotland, and also for his work with Wigan and more lately Rugby League Cares. Welcome, Steve.
Hiya, Dave.
What do you think we can expect today?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an excellent game. I think conditions, obviously, it's very hot. That's going to play its part. I think, you're looking at the Coventry side that's made quite a few changes today due to the student Four Nations, competition up in Newcastle, and then you've got the Doncaster side who's obviously played 3 games within 7 days. So, that could take its toll in the end. But I think it's going to be an outstanding game.
So different thoughts. Of both, really. Let us have a look and see what was said by.
We had a very strong start. We had probably our best pre-season that we've had in the 5 years we've been in the league. We won the first 2 games. We were really close, competitive in the first sort of 5 or 6 fixtures. There was a couple of home games that we didn't quite get. London Scholars and North Wales Crusaders, where we lost in sort of the last 5-10 minutes, which we were pretty disappointed about. But other than that, we feel like we've sort of been competitive. And strong in games without over excelling. So we're really looking for this second half of the season to be able to close out some of these games that we're close in and get over the line in a lot of them, because that's just it's the difference of really fine margins at the moment. We're actually doing it quite tough at the moment, I'm not going to lie. So we've got 7 guys away with the Student World Cup, Student Four Nations this week. So the squad's been tested in terms of the depth. We're bringing in 2 guys on debut today, and then there's a couple of guys that are playing a little bit banged up with injuries and a little bit out of position. But what that means is that we're just concentrating on ourselves this week. We're not too worried about Doncaster. We're just worried about making sure that we do our fundamentals, our basics really, really well, or as well as we possibly can do. And if we do that, again, we're confident that we can be in the game, and then it's about just executing some of the things that we've been working on in training. So.
The glorious Broad Street Rugby Club. It's a beautiful day as well. How are you going to cope with that? Because it's really.
I mean, we're quite a young team, but we are very fit and athletic, generally speaking. So a hot day on a big wide field isn't necessarily a negative for us, but it's about how we manage the ball within that context. So we just need to make sure that we put the ball out of play when we need to and keep it in play when we don't, and that's something that we're going to be asking the players to do.
Mentally, it's mentally been tough. Last 30 seconds in 2 games, Newcastle and Sheffield, and 2 really physical games as well. So today is about finding some energy, to play this game and get the result really.
The last time we spoke was on the Our League cameras. You got a great result that day. Are you hoping that there's a bit of good luck with these cameras following you around?
Yeah, hopefully. They are camera shy, the boys. They love it, don't they? Put on their Insta and the Twitter feeds and get them some more likes. I think that's probably the reason they enjoy it. But yeah, no, it has been good to us. But like I said, it's a really tough one for us today, because it could be a bit of a banana skin for us, and in the fact that we've had 2 really physical games, and we know playing these in previous games that physically they are really good in how they play. So. Again, for us, playing with some sort of shape and finding the energy to play in shape will help us get the result today.
How are you looking bodies-wise? Lastly from me, Richard, how are the lads going to cope with this? It's been really, really warm. This weather's almost hit us from nowhere.
Yeah, we've spoke about it. We've spoke about hydration and making sure you do everything right from Wednesday to this game, and in taking on board water and keeping yourselves moving. Obviously, I reckon cramp's going to be a big issue for them with the amount of games that we've played in this short period, and them having to work, and so it's a little bit of a concern. But hopefully, we've brought enough fresh legs in there into the squad to help us get the result.
So the scene is set. You heard the words there of Richard Horn, the Doncaster coach, and first of all we heard from Tom Sang. Different challenges, like you mentioned, for both of these sides, Steve.
Yeah, definitely, and both well-coached teams as well. You know, Tom Sanger's done a fantastic job, and you know, maybe a little bit of two different philosophies from the clubs as well. You know, Tom has got a lot of students here, developing a lot of their own players. Doncaster also do that, but you know, Richard Horn's got the benefit of the dual registration link up with Hull. You know, you look at players like Dean Hadley and Jack Brown, who they've been able to bring in. So there's probably a little bit more pressure on Doncaster. I think they've had a couple of defeats in the last few minutes over the last couple of weeks, and they need to get back on track, to get back into a playoff position. On the other hand, Coventry will be looking to get some points on the board.
We are in the glorious surroundings of Broad Street Rugby Football Club, and let us go through the two sides. Starting first of all with the hosts, Coventry Bears. Wearing the number 1 jumper is Elliot Hall. In 2 is Hayden Freeman. 3, Kadeem Williams. At 4, Cameron Pierce-Paul. 5, Reece Rance. At 6, making his debut, Joe Sanderson. Alongside him is number 7, Nathan Conroy. The front row is 8, Lewis Taylor. 9, Sam Davies on dual registration from the London Broncos Club. At 10 is Oliver Purslow. With a back row of 11, Kieran Sherratt. 12, Harry Kaufman. And 13, Chris Barrett, the skipper. The bench lines up with number 20, Cameron Stewart, number 15, Jack Ray, number 16, Jack Danes, and number 17, Lawrence Haywood. Those 3 players, 15, 16 and 17 for Coventry Bears, all making the debut. So this could be a real interesting afternoon for them. We've got 4 debutants, which is unusual that you'd name so many, isn't it?
Yeah, and it can work both ways, that Dave. You know, they can come in and they can, you know, have a fantastic impact to a side that you know, struggled at times this year. On the flip side, it could be tough for them. You know, they're playing against a really experienced team in Doncaster, and you know, straight away I'm sure that Richard Horn will have identified that there's a few making the debuts, and you know, it could be a tough day for him.
For Doncaster, it's Kieran Buchanan at full-back, a backline of Kieran Lawton, Connor Bauer, Jason Tarley and Sam Doherty. In the half-backs is Watson Boas and Matty Baharrell. In the front row, it's Jack Brown, Kyle Keswick and Ryan Boyle. Back row, Brad Foster, Evan Hodgson and Dean Hadley. Subs bench of Geordie Hedges, Connor Scott, Russ Spears and Richard Owen, and we're underway. So Doncaster in the red and white change strip, making first use of possession, 10 metres away from their own line. And these early stages always want to test the other team out. Solid run through that middle, 15 metres away from their own line here are Doncaster. Moving the ball down the left hand side, Baharrell making first use of it there, dropping it back for Tarley. Tarley making it just beyond his own 20 metre line. Tackle coming in there from the debutant Sanderson. It's picked up by Keswick, long serving Keswick. And then it's out on the right hand side. A little interplay already, moving the middle around a little bit. And that run being taken in by Dean Hadley in his 3rd stint as a dual registration player for Doncaster, who have worked their way up to the 40 metre line on the first set. Last tackle here, kick to come in from Baharrell. It's a deep one, bounces once, twice, 3 times, finds the touchline. Good start. Yeah,
some good metres there, wasn't there? You know, just a real straightforward set. You know, it's apparent straight away that Doncaster's trying to move the middles around of Coventry, and you would do in this kind of heat. Whether they want to kick the ball into touch and you know, have restarts is another thing. It's, you know, it's very warm, but you know, it could be that they pin the Coventry team, or vice versa, into the corners and make the big fellas chase back 40-50 metres.
Now, in addition to appearing on our league this afternoon, we do have to also say welcome to viewers on Twitch. Great to have you along for the ride, and also via the Betfred Facebook page as well. So Coventry moving the ball down this left hand side. Kieran Sherratt, he's a guy that you know pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player, Kieran. He was part of a very successful Wigan Academy side a few years ago. Good player, been studying down here as well, so it's good to see him you know, playing.
Coventry bringing the ball beyond their own 40 metre line. Nice wide pitch here, full length as well. Picked up out of dummy half, dummy by Davis, who sends it down the right hand side. Here's Kaufman, been down in the Midlands and the South for a few years. He's actually a Cumbrian from Cockermouth originally. He'll play this ball over the halfway line. It's down this right hand side. Cameron Pierce-Paul, hands off 1, hands off 2. Big strong runner. Scored several tries last season. I think it was 8 tries he scored. Last tackle has been reached, arm aloft by our referee Aaron Moore. Ball back, kick will come in from Joe Sanderson. It's a high hanging one. Oh, and I didn't quite put the mockers on him because I wasn't calling it, but Coventry have got the ball back. Excellent work. And Lewis Taylor with it, and he's driven within 10 metres of the try line. It's a bit closer there, actually. They're going down the blind side. Knock-on comes in. Kadeem Williams, that has redeemed the Doncaster side, I feel.
Impressive start there from Coventry. A little bit too easy as well. Quite impressed with the way Sam Davis is just marshalling that dummy half position for Coventry. Done a couple of short sides, and then Sanderson put an outstanding kick in, an onside chase, and they'll be a little bit disappointed with not capitalising on that unforced error from Doncaster.
You can see why he's quite highly rated by London Broncos, can't you, on this evidence early doors, Sam Davis?
Yeah, definitely. You can see there he's got a good eye for a good vision for a 9, and that's important there now. And he's just gone short side. He's looking at the numbers in that area. And I'm expecting a big game from him today.
Just a couple of minutes into the game. Do remember, if you're watching on Twitch, why not drop us a message if you're not sure quite what's going on, you're new to rugby league. We love to hear from you, to be fair. It's our job to educate as well as entertain. 3 minutes in, Doncaster in possession, 15 metres from their own line. Doing it tough though, bringing it through the middle. 4-man challenge in there from the Coventry Bears just to slow things down. Keswick is there at dummy half, right in centre field. He's got Baharrel for company. He runs across field. Links it back. Solid run there, Boas. He's box office. He's Boas, if given an opportunity. A couple of weeks ago, he went 90 metres on a try. Wonder whether we'll see that this afternoon. That's some good defence, though, on the edge there. Right on Dean Hadley. Nowhere to go for the big man. Up towards the halfway line go Doncaster. Boas gets rid of it. They continue to move it. Baharrel hands on ball again. Bit of space opening up. Here's Tarley. Tarley getting into full momentum. Passing. Linking with Doherty. Doherty, has he split the mark? He has. And he's just brought down 2 metres out from the try line. They go blind side. Here's Tarley. Has Tarley got that down? I think he has. Good strength from the big fella. Yeah,
good play from Doncaster. Great tackle there from Elliot Hall at full-back as well from Coventry. But you can see that Doncaster's really structured there. They've done the same set over the last 2 times they've had the ball there. Both half-backs are linking up, and just goes to show how important Matty Barahel is to this team there now. He's touched the ball 3 or 4 times, and every time he's took it, they've created some chances.
Great score there from Tarley, his 10th try of the season. So he goes level at the top of the Doncaster try scoring charts with Sam Doherty. The two of them having an interesting battle, it would be fair to say. Wing and centre partner, it would be fair to say, down this left hand side.
Yeah, made the initial break as well, didn't he? There, but it's a disappointing try from Coventry. Elliot Hall did exceptionally well there, and then it was just diving over from dummy half, which the coach won't be happy with.
There's that little interplay. To be honest, I thought that Doherty had got the legs on Hall here, but he did really well, didn't he? Then it was like King Canute on the beach, trying to stop the inevitable.
Just needs to go low there, Elliot. He's quite upright, right on the line, and it's difficult to stop when the centre's going low like that.
So Matty Baharrel, 58 goals for the season for him. Real difficult conversion attempt. I've got to say, it's glorious weather here in the Midlands this afternoon. You can see those flags in the background giving an indication of just where the breeze is, and Baharrel's not quite been able to judge it, but it's 4 points still in favour of Doncaster. Just a quick word about those flags behind as well. We've had a tag rugby festival that's been going on this morning here at Broad Street. It's attracted over 150 people, which is always good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I just nipped over prior to the kick-off just to have a look at it, and it's brilliant. Some athletes in there as well, and all enjoying themselves, which is the most important thing.
It's a great way where you can get yourself involved in rugby league. By all means, look them up. Tag Rugby League. They might have somewhere near you. On the halfway line we go back, and Coventry to get us back underway. Promising start from them, but it's Doncaster who lead early doors. Long kick. Well pouched. Infield it comes. Already though, pushing their way up to that 20 metre mark. Keswick the man in at dummy half again for Doncaster. He'll move it to the middle. Again, solid work, dragging 3 defenders in. I mean, I suppose getting the numbers right in the tackles will be the main thing, won't it?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get too many numbers in. 2 or 3 is ample, really. And if you're getting 3 and 4 in and 5 players, then you're going to be struggling the next play.
Foster gets the offload away. Tarley has the ball knocked from his grasp. Where's that referee whistle going to sound? Oh, the touch judge has waved all on. So we have another set of 6 in favour of the Doncaster side, who are on the halfway line. Baharrel drops it back over his shoulder. Here's Boyle, vastly experienced player. Castleford and Salford listed amongst his previous clubs. Ball moved to the right to Baharrel again. Now Boas gets it out the back. That was Kieran Buchanan, the man on dual reg from Hull. He'll play this ball 35 metres out from the try line. Hadley decides to take it in himself. Gain about 3 or 4 hard-fought metres there. Up to the 30-metre line. Ball moved to the middle. Boas brings it across, throws a dummy. Big handoff. Very strong runner. Nice handoff as well, 20 metres away from the try line. Keswick picks up at dummy half, sends it left to Baharol. Baharol throws a dummy, takes on the line. Flicks the ball inside to find Keswick. Then Boas is there in support. Boas is going close. He'll offload for Keswick. Keswick veers across the face of the posts. Eventually falls to the challenge there from Chris Barrett, the skipper. Had to be good there, did Barrett, to close that play down. On the left it's moved to Baharol. Long ball! Chance here for Doherty. He's flicked it back inside. That was quite brilliant for Tarley. Tarley's trying to step his way around the defenders, but they're not going anywhere. And it's a turnover.
Defended well there, didn't he? Joe Sanderson under a lot of pressure there. It was a good ball by Barrell there. It's a real impressive start, I think, from the Doncaster pivots. You know, you've got some real experience in there with Kyle Keswick and Boas and Barrell, and you know, they're just moving the ball around and causing real problems for that Coventry defence.
And it doesn't help when Coventry are coming up with errors like that inside their own 10-metre line. So sadly they've coughed up possession, which means it's another chance here for Doncaster to launch a further attack. What can they come up with? 8 and a bit minutes gone in this game. Baharol just communicating with his back line. Keswick prepares to receive the ball at the base of the scrum, then passes to the right hand side. Boas through hands. Oh, it's been coughed up by Buchanan. Chance here for the Coventry Bears to counter on that left hand side. Moving into dummy half is Sam Davis. One-handed pick-up, scoops it to the left. Defence is solid though. Going nowhere on this occasion. Good defence there, and Hayden Freeman. They continue to go down that side of the field. Solid surge. Kieran Sherratt over halfway. Quick play the ball. Davis using that blind side well. Certainly making metres down that side, aren't they, Steve?
Yeah, going well there. They just kept it in that 10-metre channel there, Dave. And you know, again, Davis is just marshalling all that area. Sherratt just goes to show how important he is. They've not moved out of a 20-metre channel there, so they're targeting the same Doncaster defenders, and it's smart play from Coventry.
Perslow played that ball. It's out on the left-hand side now. Strong run, big handoff, nice offload, and then they try and go all Hollywood with the offloads. Yeah,
disappointed end there. It was it was Freeman there. They didn't need to do that. It was probably the best set of the game. That they've just marched the Doncaster defence all around. It's a penalty actually, which gives them some good field position.
Bit of a let-off for them, really.
Yeah, definitely. And let's have a see what they've got now in this attacking set.
So tap to be taken. 10 minutes gone. Lewis Taylor runs it in, gets beyond the 20-metre line. 15 metres out from the try line. He's caught. Davis looks up at the defence. Comes to the right-hand side. Sanderson throws a dummy, takes on the line. No gap for him there. Stopped 10 metres away, directly in front of those posts. 4 points to nil, Doncaster lead. But it's Coventry putting on the pressure with Barrett. He'll play this to Davis, 2 metres away from the line, out on the left-hand side. Little dummy comes in. It's rare you see a prop forward with the dummy, but Perslow tried to get through. Held up, 5 metres out. On this left-hand side, there's Hall. Getting between defenders. Has to wrestle his way forward in the end. He scored 9 tries already this season. And he plays this ball on the last tackle. Ball back, and it's kicked forward by Conroy. He goes for it again. And this time there's a penalty the way of Doncaster, offside from the Coventry players.
Yeah, good set, I think that. Threatening both sides there. Both half-backs combining there, and a decent set as far as keeping Doncaster penned in that area. But a poor kick in the end has just let Doncaster off the hook.
What a touch finder that was as well. Sailed fully 35 metres, that one. Tap to be taken by Boas. He's going to pass it infield, and they'll look to target those middle defenders again. Keswick in at dummy half. He'll pass to his left. Boas. Further wide, little dummy coming in. Doncaster 40 metres away from the try line. Brown moves into dummy half. The prop forward picks up, scurries forward. Makes 10 metres initially, and a few more beyond contact. On the edge of the 20-metre line. Keswick goes to the right-hand side. Here's Boas. Been very direct, his Boas, so far in this game, isn't he? 12 minutes gone, 4-0 in favour of Doncaster. Keswick again, checks what's right, checks what's left. They come to this left-hand side, but Harrell again, kicks to the corner. Doherty's after this one, the ball will beat everybody. But I like the intent in that set.
Yeah, the right idea, just poor execution there, and another good set there. It's interesting that Dean Hadley's being used as a third pivot, for Doncaster there now. He's got his two half-backs, one looking after the right side, one looking after the left side, like Barrell's just done that now. But a real disappointing execution to what was a promising kick.
It's unusual we see that set up now, isn't it, with the likes of Hadley being such a big fella in the middle, taking charge of some of the passing of the ball. Yeah,
definitely. It's good to see. I mean, some of the sides do it. You look at Sean O'Loughlin's a great example at Wigan. There's quite a few big fellas do work as that link player in that middle. And it's obvious that Dean Hadley's linking both half-backs up today.
Reminds me of that song, was it Last of the International Player Boys? Last of the old-fashioned loose forwards. Is Coventry Bears coming forward, making some good yards, and still they go forward to the 40-metre line. Davies moves into dummy half again. Purslow is complaining just off shot. Great run by Freeman, that, by the way. And now they bring it down that left-hand side with Sherritt again. They're definitely concentrating play down that side of the field at the moment, aren't they? There's Davis. All over a little dummy there from Conroy. More often seen as a hooker rather than a half-back, but he has played in that 7-jumper before. He's got that job this afternoon. Kick from Sanderson to complete the set, and it finds touch. And I suppose you've got to take your rest when you can, haven't you, in heat like this as well?
Yeah, definitely. It's probably smart play, that. But you mentioned about him just targeting that same side as well. They might not get the rewards in this first 5 or 10 minutes, but if they keep doing it and they keep working over the same defenders, every set, then they just can't carry on defending like that, Doncaster. So real smart play from Coventry. It's they're just taking the rest when they can do so. I think both sides will be really pleased with that. But they're making some good yards coming away from their own line.
And does it interest you that they're targeting that side where Boas is as well?
Not really, no, because obviously if Boas is in there, the more tackles he does, the less effective he's going to be with the ball because he's tired. So it's obviously a tactic, and they've been doing some preview on Doncaster, and at the moment they're working it well.
15 minutes of the game gone, still Doncaster 4, Coventry 0. That early try which came in from Tarley. And they've done well of Doncaster, worked their way up to their own 40-metre line. Keswick picks up out of dummy half. Here's Boyle. Solid surge forward. The third defender comes in just to close it down, but he got away from him, and we'll play it on the halfway line. Baharrell to the right-hand side. Up. That pass was a bit ambitious. It's gone to ground. Kick forward by Coventry into the arms of Boas, but with no advantage there, so we're going to pack down for a scrum, and I figure this will be head and feed to Coventry.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. It was the whole connection there from the dual edge. It was Brown and Hadley just trying to link up in that middle there, but it was a crash ball. The pass was too hard, and there's quite a little bit of ball going down there from Doncaster. They've had some good field position, but they're just not quite capitalising on it.
A little bit ambitious, really, wasn't it? Would you really have been setting that set to get a bit closer to the try line before trying that?
I think the play was probably on. They've got the option of either hitting Dean Hadley on that flat ball, or as they've done all the game, Boas was out the back and they had some space in that area. So it was probably the right play, just poor execution.
Now, it wouldn't surprise me if we see this a couple of times in the game. We've almost got an unofficial drinks break going on, because it is 30 degrees on pitch side, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think the referee and the coaching staff spoke prior to the game, and they deserve it, don't they? I think it's 35, definitely. 36 degrees here, so and the ball's not really been out for that long in any spell, so they certainly deserve the drink.
So still just 4-0. Now, it has been said of this Coventry Bears side, very dogged with everything that they do, and certainly they're improving. They had a brilliant start to the campaign where they won 2 of the first 3 games, and even look when they've come up against the top sides in League One, they've been very competitive throughout.
Yeah, and you'd expect that. They've developed over the last couple of years, haven't they? There was a new side over the last couple of years, and you can see they're well coached here now. Obviously they've knocked on here, and that's something they can't do. They can't afford to give Doncaster ball in this area, but as you said, there's no way that Doncaster will get anything easy in this game.
As weird as it sounds, when it gets so hot like this, does handling become more difficult because of potential moisture on the ball.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, without a doubt, it can get. Obviously they're going to be very sweaty out there, and they're going to be hot. The skill is going to be tested because of the heat. So yeah, it does have an impact on the handling.
There's Connor Bauer, 40 metres away from the try line. Ball on the right hand side. Good run from Hadley. Inside that 30-metre line. Keswick will bring the ball to the left hand side. Boyle then drops it back. Tell you what, doing some good work in the middle there. Brad Foster, latest man to be tackled, 12 metres out from the try line. Keswick had had one look to the left hand side, gone to the right. One-handed take there from Brown. He should have been expecting it. I tell you what, he's done really well. He's got himself to the try line, but he's held up. So
there's going to be some space out there now. I think there's 5 Coventry defenders there now. So good carry there from Brown, nice and direct. I'll just see if they've got the numbers right in defence.
Here's Baharrell taking the line on himself, looking for an offload, finds it, and there's Tarley for his second. Too big and strong from that sort of distance.
Yeah, definitely, and it did come from that carry of Jack Brown there. Now the amount of defenders that Coventry had around him, in and around him, they did have to restart and take the ball back, but on that right hand side Coventry couldn't get the numbers right, as all good half-backs do. He just spotted the gap, took the ball himself, and a great ball.
So Tarley going over for his second try of the game. 8 points to 0 in favour of Doncaster. Kick to come here. What do you make of what you've seen? Because that was quite. What do we say? That was pretty. They spotted it, didn't they? It was well spotted.
Yeah, well, that's the experience what you've got with Barrell. He's overcalled it there now. They've played the ball from a centre field, so you'd look at probably getting 5 defenders. Coventry get 5 defenders at least on that side. Barrell's spotted it, took the ball himself, and again, similar to the first try, he's put a great ball into to score that try.
So we've actually got a changing kicker. Baharrell's had one shot and has been hawked off. Here's Kieran Buchanan.
I think he was injured, Dave. I think looking at Barrell, he's limping there now, so that's probably why he's been taken off that kicking duty.
Fair play, and a good strike as well by Kieran Buchanan. He gets his first goal points for Doncaster, makes it 10 points to 0 just inside the first 20 minutes. And already you can tell the pace of this game is having an effect on Coventry, the way that they're coming back to the halfway line.
Yeah, they're taking the time, they're getting all of their energy back, and I think if you're coughing the ball up in your own half in these conditions, whoever you're playing, you're going to struggle. And they've done that 2 or 3 occasions now, and it's just inviting Doncaster into their half, and you can't afford to do that.
The kick goes long, Boyce is underneath it, dummies for Boyle, then takes it in himself. 20 metres away from his own line. Let's see what they're like coming out from their own end here, Doncaster. They've done it pretty successfully so far in the first 20 minutes. Boyle takes another carry. Keswick picks up. Full of vim, full of vigour. I think that's Geordie Hedges who's gone on the field. 40 metres away from his own try line. Keswick picks up, sends it wide. Good movement. Good tackle as well. Cover tackle coming in there from Piers Paul. Continue going down that side. Tackle coming in on Buchanan. Ball goes loose. Penalty is awarded.
Just getting on the front foot a lot more now, aren't they, Doncaster? I think been really impressed with Ryan Boyle. Doing a lot of the work. What nobody generally sees. All the hard work and all those big carries, getting them on the platform, and at the moment Coventry can't handle them.
So 10 points to 0. Have they got something else to come here? Here's Buchanan spinning through 2 tackles. Just got on the edge of that 20-metre line. Over on that far right-hand side. Ball picked up out of dummy half. Forward comes Brown again. Within 10 metres of the try line. Doncaster looking threatening. Boas runs to the left-hand side. Gets the ball from Keswick. Fed out wide to Hadley. Hadley in a hole. He's gone behind one of his own men. That'll be a penalty the other way. You can't do that in the modern day, can you?
No, good call by the referee that now. It was some good shape from Doncaster, and I thought Coventry defended it quite well as well there, but as Hadley's doing there now, he's just getting his hands on the ball, and just a poor timing and obstruction.
Is that something that can be easily worked on, that?
Yeah, they'll be disappointed. It's just your timing and quality reps when you're coaching, when you're training, and They've been quite good at it. Both sides, to be fair, have been quite good at it at the start of this game, first 20 minutes. But on that occasion, good defence from Coventry, and just forcing Hadley to overrun a little bit and get across his runner.
Tap penalty taken. I think that's Harry Kaufman underneath that. He'll stand and play this ball to Davis, who moves it left. Tell you what though, that's some solid defence. Nice offload. They'll go forward again. Sanderson spinning a pass to the left hand side. Here's Conroy skipping around in midfield, getting beyond that 30-metre line. Davis, options to the left. Sanderson quickly gets rid of it. Good movement down that side once more by Kieran Sherratt. They definitely think they've got something on that side of the field, don't they? Sanderson drops it back. Lewis Taylor, well held, but he gets the ball away. They continue moving downfield. Encouraging signs here for Coventry in this set as another offload comes in. Hall in support. And he sticks with that one this time as well, as Davis picks up out of dummy half and goes. Little stuttering run coming in there by Jack Ray. But still, he's worked his way to the 22. I know it's normally the 20-metre line, but we've got a rugby union mark in there in white as the kick comes in from Sanderson. Ball goes high up in the air. Oops, once again, Doncaster have spilled it. They've not deadened the ball. Good pick up by Conroy. He's looking in for support. Here's Hall. Hall splits the defence. He's gone across and he'll take it right underneath the post. That's some good play there from Coventry and deserved from the way.
Yeah, what a passage of play there now. I think there's 5 or 6 offloads in that last set there now. They've put the ball up again to Kieran Buchanan, or I think it was Sam Doherty. He's dropped the ball again, and they've got the good field position, and that's outstanding play from Coventry.
It was really confident to play on the back of that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's tested him a couple of times, hasn't he? Joe Sanderson, his kicking game's been very good. Nathan Conroy just having good footwork, and Elliot Hall again, left foot step, and straight under the post. Real good play from Coventry.
So Elliot Hall's 10th try of the season. He's also kicked 2 goals as well. But it's going to be Sanderson with the attempt on the goal this time round. New man this afternoon for the Coventry Bears. And I really like what they did in that passage of play. Like you mentioned, Steve, they were moving the ball. There was some good support. There was real confidence, wasn't there?
Yeah, and they're just keeping it in that zone of the field, aren't they? They're targeting that Doncaster right hand side. Good kick there as well. And it does take its toll. That's when you can start getting offloads. That's when you can start getting on the front foot. That's when you can start getting penalties. And I think the most important part of that set was Joe Sanderson's kick. There wasn't much pressure from the Doncaster defence. He's put the ball up. Doncaster's dropped the ball, and a great finish.
So Coventry Bears 6, Doncaster 10. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here via the Our League app, also on Twitch and via the Betfred Facebook page. Wherever you're watching from, we welcome you. And if you've any questions for us, well, we're gladly here to try and answer them as well, as Doncaster get us back underway. Long restart, goes over the try line. It's bouncing and bobbling in the in-goal area, which, with this being a rugby union ground, has a really wide in-goal area. I wonder whether that'll be called into question at times.
No, it's just got to catch that on the full, haven't they? I think if they catch it on the full, nothing's called into question.
So Coventry coming forward. 20 metres away from their own line. Davis picks up. Again going down to the left-hand side of the field. Those right-hand defenders from Doncaster are going to be shattered by the end of this half if they continue this sort of pressure on them.
I think interesting as well now, they're obviously targeting Boas. I think Barrell's gone off with that injury in that second try. So I think they've moved Dean Hadley to the pivot on that left-hand side. So they're playing with one pivot at the moment, Doncaster.
So in this respect, you would continue to target him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he's going to be the guy that's going to be getting his hands on the ball more than anything. As Sanderson drills that ball into the corner. This time Lawton lets it bounce into touch. There was no chance he was going to have a go at that one.
They're testing Lawton, aren't they? He's dropped 2, and obviously I think that was a right decision. There was a good player as well, so they've obviously seen a little bit of a weakness there. And fair play to Coventry, they're just sticking to that game plan.
Interesting story about that youngster as well, Kieran Lawton. I So his dad plays. Dad Craig, bit of a stalwart for the Doncaster club over the last sort of 15, 20 years. 250 appearances, I think.
Good player. You know, I remember when I was at Whitehaven and a few of the other clubs as well, and playing against Doncaster, always tough. And his dad was an outstanding player.
The likes of him and Peter Green were regulars, weren't they?
Yeah, nice to see Peter was part of the coaching staff, and his dad as well, Ray. You know, just been chatting with Ray as well, and nice to see they're still involved.
It's Hadley, tucks the ball under his wing, takes them on, but it's a high shot that heads his way. I like how the referee's taking quick, decisive action there just to make sure there's nothing else going on. Yeah,
I don't think there was much into that. I think he's refereed it well so far. We've not mentioned him, have we? Which is always a good sign.
It's always a good sign.
But it's something that they can't do, Coventry or Doncaster, as you know, they can't give the opposition easy ball in their own half, and you know, giving them penalties like that is disappointing.
It's a long kick downfield. Again, he's certainly thumping them forward, isn't he? That's a great kick. Another 30 metres easily gained off that boot. Tap taken, Hadley passing the ball in field. Little offload, gets it back, does Hadley, then feeds it off. Looking for the run in there of Boyle. Boyle on the edge of the 20-metre line. Hedges moves into dummy half. He'll pass it to the right-hand side. Short running coming in from Brown. He's causing havoc, gets an offload away. Chance here for Doncaster. Moving forward, 5 metres away from the try line. Eventually, the wrestle tackle comes in from Kadeem Williams, but Geordie Hedges puts it left. Long ball, great interception there from Rhys Rance. Did well to get on that one, didn't he?
Spotted it there, didn't he? I think if he stayed on his feet there now, he could have gone the full length, but good defence there from Rance. You know, it was a good ball from Hadley. You know, spotted the winger, hugged on his touchline, but Rance spotted it, and great defence.
Some great defence there from Doncaster to force a goal line dropout. So what they've done there is they've just massed up in defence and pushed Coventry behind their own try line.
Things like this will take its toll as well, Dave. You know, having to defend another set of 6 in this heat, you know, is definitely the way you can change momentum in games. And Doncaster will be looking at you know, making something from this set.
Dropout taken. It's a lengthy one, reaches the 40-metre line. Inside runner is Boyle. He has done a lot of carries in this half, hasn't he, Boyle?
30 minutes for a big fella, you know, with a carrier set. You know, it's been a good start for him.
Still, they work their way down that right-hand side. Evan Hodgson, man on loan from Bradford, plays it. Infield run coming in from Russ Spears. Hedges at dummy half, 5 metres away from the try line. Ball on the left-hand side with Hadley. Moves it just to the back man. Buchanan sees his pass charge down. There's a penalty here, offside a call against Coventry Bears.
Yeah, I think Rhys Rance came off his line again there just to try and get the interception. But another set, and you'd expect Doncaster to get something from this.
Is there a tendency now he's jumped off his wing once? He's going to do it again?
Definitely, yeah. And you know, Doncaster will spot that, and you know, they should, you know, adjust their play accordingly to that.
Hedges moving the ball right, gets the ball back on the run around. Feeds it out to Boas, who spills it, but it's cleaned up. They're going to have to reset. In fact, they won't have to reset because Buchanan's done it all himself. He's driven down the middle, scored right underneath the post. Great strength.
Yeah, just came from the scraps as well, didn't he, Buchanan? There, it's just you know, the ball went on the floor from Boas, but the amount of defending over the last 2 or 3 minutes has just took its toll on the Coventry defenders. You can see you know, they're all behind the sticks, hands on hips, and tremendous individual try from Kieran Buchanan.
Let's have a look at this one again. Yeah, just big handoff coming in, really. Conroy was never ever going to stop that, was he? Buchanan, dangerous from that sort of distance. Now we'll get the opportunity to turn 4 into 6 and stretch this Doncaster advantage out to 10 points here on our league. And also via Twitch as well. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of this Betfred League One encounter between Coventry Bears, who started this game 9th in the league, taking on the 6th place Doncaster. And I suppose on the evidence of what we've seen, it's maybe a bit surprising that Doncaster find themselves down in 6th, because they've been pretty good, haven't they?
I think so. I think they're just a little bit inconsistent, aren't they? just looking at the team sheet prior to this game, they've got some outstanding players. I think the impressive thing about the Doncaster side is the pivots. As we mentioned before, they've got some experience in there. They play a real good brand of rugby. And they've got the advantage of the relationship with Hull. So I think where they are now will be a disappointment, but you're judged at the end of the season, aren't you? They've probably had a few injuries and a few results that haven't quite gone their way. But they're looking quite impressive at the moment.
16 points to 6 they lead. That goal being tagged on by Kieran Buchanan. It was his second successful conversion. In fact, he scored 8 points so far. 32 minutes of the game gone. Sanderson back on the halfway line. Puts the ball long. Boyce is underneath it. Figures he's going to do it himself this time. He's passed it enough. Here's Boyle again. Wrapped up by 2. Solid defence there by Jack Danes, who's another debutant this afternoon for the Coventry Bears. Lovely little step and carry forward there by Jack Brown. He's having a good game, isn't he, Jack?
Yeah, he's been impressive there now. He's mixing his game up well as well. He's passing the ball, he's carrying the ball. He's a real handful for the Coventry defence.
And there's some space opening up down this left-hand side. Doherty just checks his run, goes back on the inside. The cover has him. Brings him down 22 metres away from the try line, but Tarley's at dummy half. He'll pass in field for Hadley, who gets rid of it quickly to Foster. Foster, second spell here at Doncaster, will play it outside the 20. Hadley on the last tackle, dabs it forward. Doherty's after this one, it's been spilled. And although it's been cleaned up at the back there, thankfully, as far as Coventry Bears were concerned, the error comes in. But I think our referee's just going to real turnover there.
Good kick from Hadley there now, just putting a lot of pressure on Rance. Good onside chase there, and they've done well, Coventry, just to stop them getting another 6 points. Especially
seeing as Hadley isn't really renowned for his kicking game at all, is he?
No, I was actually watching him warm up as well. He was doing some kicks warming up, whether he was just chancing his arm a little bit, but he's been quite impressive. He's probably been the standout player in the game so far. He's mixing his game up well, and since Barrell went off, he's slotting into that left-hand side of that pivot, and he's marshalling and organising really well.
Coventry are 20 metres away from their own line. The half-backs link up, moving play down the left-hand side. Here's Hall, big defence there from Boas. Certainly met his opposite number well there, but they continue to come down this left-hand side with Freeman. Freeman doing well, finding just a little bit of space temporarily, but it's quickly closed down. He'll play this ball just his side of the halfway line. They'll move it towards a more, I was going to say a central position, but all they've done is brought it about 15 metres in field, haven't they? Davis, long ball, and then it's back to Sanderson for the kick. Simply taken in there by Buchanan, who seems to be growing in confidence as this game goes on. Nice early carry from him. Hedges working dummy half, passes left. They look like they've got some space going on outside of Doncaster, and that's certainly where Doherty was trying to run. Plays it to Tarley, infield to Hadley. Hadley keeps it moving. Here's Foster. Foster carries to the halfway line. Well controlled there. He's played for Dewsbury and Hunslet before coming back to Doncaster. And now that's a good run again by Brown, who has the ball ripped from his grasp. Penalty the way of Doncaster. That doesn't help your efforts in this.
Just
does it?
A really important 5 minutes this now for Coventry. That if Doncaster can get over the line, there's a possibility that they could run away with it in the second half. They're looking very, very dangerous now. Coventry's looking very tired. All they've done is defend their own line or bring the ball away from their own line, and Doncaster's been really impressive over this last period in this first half.
That was dabbed into touch, and now Doncaster on the charge again. Here's Hedges, lovely footwork. He's taking it all on himself and scores. Great score there from Geordie Hedges. Lovely footwork, and through he went.
He's been good, hasn't he, since he came on there as well. He's took over from Keswick at that 9, and that just goes to show the amount of work that the middle defenders have had to do from Coventry. They just can't handle it. There's penalties, there's back-to-back sets, and it's got to have its effect in the back end of the first half.
His 5th try of the season, He's also added 4 goals as well, so he's a real utility man. I know he's wearing 13 on his back, but he can obviously do this from dummy half. Lovely step, takes on Davis and gets past him, gets past another couple of defenders who will probably, if they had the time again, know that they could have done a bit better.
Yeah, I think probably they've got one marker there. Whether that's that's a coaching thing, and sometimes you can have 2 markers or 1 marker depending. If you're 5 metres away from your own line, but if you do have that one marker there, it just exposes that marker. And Sam Davis was on his own there. Hedges just jumped out and got his on his inside shoulder and got a well-deserved try.
Dare I say it, hedges his bet to go over by the post. Sorry, Steve. They get worse. These puns. Oh, that is so unusual. He's missed it from almost directly in front of the post. So that doesn't come back to bite him, as Doncaster have stretched their advantage out to 20 points to 6, but we're a couple of minutes away from half-time.
Doncaster 20.
Doncaster have really got themselves on the front foot now.
There's no lack of effort from this Coventry team as well, is there, Dave? That's the encouraging thing. They're not giving up. You can see that what they're trying to do, but they're just looking tired. They're giving some cheap possession away. And they're just falling off some of the tackles in the middle, which is understandable with the amount of ball that Doncaster's had.
So Sanderson back on the halfway line. Let's see where he's going to put this one on the restart. Long kick-off. Once again, it's towards Boas. He'll take it in. This time he's not running. Passes it on to someone in a much better position to crash his way through a couple of defenders and play the ball 22 metres from his own line. They'll target the short side. Good run too. Excellent work from Kieran Lawton, cutting it off his wing there. Now they'll play it. Edges to the middle. Ominous signs here for Doncaster. Rolling forward to the 40-metre line. Tackle coming there on Brown. Hedges moves it left. Well taken there by Hadley, who just pops it back on the inside for Spears. Tell you who is doing a lot of work though, Kadeem Williams. He's popped up in the middle now.
Yeah,
Seems
definitely.
to be operating in that middle section of the field. Hadley moves it left. Foster couldn't just quite get the ball away. Last tackle has been reached. Hedges picks up at dummy half. Oh, they've got a 4-on-2. Little kick comes in field. Oh, and Hadley just couldn't take it in. But there was a little error, first of all, I feel, from the Coventry Bears. It's a little one.
He's gone for knock on from Hadley there.
Yeah, so Hadley must have got his hands on it first of all.
Yeah. Smart short side player there now. I think they had 4 attackers, Doncaster, in the space of this 5 metres from the touchline to the play the ball. And all credit to Coventry there now. They're putting some real pressure on Ellis Hall in that full back position, but he's done well on that occasion.
There's Kadeem Williams held in centre field. Continue to grit their teeth and bring the ball out from deep. There's Chris Barrett, originally from Salford. He'll play it 20 metres away from his own line, and there's a penalty there for hands on the ball. He can't do that in this game.
He's worked hard, Chris Barrett, for Coventry. Every time he's put his hand up to take some tough carries, and he's done that on that occasion there, and then got a well-earned penalty for his team.
Quite a noted try scorer as well. He scored 7 tries last season. So not bad for a back rower. Davis moves into dummy half. Oh, I felt that hit from here.
Good shot.
Big tackle coming in there. On the halfway line, Coventry Bears. Playing the ball into the middle with Sanderson. He plays it off looking for Hall, but the defence spots him. Tally was quickly up. We'll move it left once again. Here's Barrett. One of those tough carries that Steve was alluding to just before. We are past the 40-minute mark, but that is just an indication, is that clock in your top left-hand corner. Coventry, all held. 30 metres away from the try line. And again down that left-hand side. They've got numbers. There's Hall. Good tackle there from Boas. It's a try saver, and it means that he's going to have to play the ball as well.
It looks like he's got a knock there as well. I think great tackle, as you said there, Dave. He's probably done 20 tackles this half there now. They've really targeted him, both in when they're bringing the ball away from their own line and in good ball like that. And at times they're trying to get Elliot Hall on a one-on-one on him. On that occasion they've done that, but an outstanding tackle from Boas. But he's obviously suffering from that now.
Now this would be interesting if Boas has to come off. We've got Baharrel off the field. Who goes to the other half-back?
Yeah, probably looking at Keswick or Hedges, probably moving there, and the other one going at 9. But
again, this is really good intent though. If you look at the numbers just to the left-hand side of where this player comes in.
Good work from Nathan Conroy there now. Just takes the ball right to the line. Tries to get a one-on-one. Elliot Hall on Boas. And Boas does really well.
And some of the best rugby league that you see, Steve, is the simple stuff, isn't it? Like that, getting one-on-one with players or getting 2-on-1.
Yeah, definitely. I think the modern day halfbacks now have got to go right into the line. You know, they've got to expect maybe to take a bit of a crack as well when they're taking it. It's not an easy position to play at halfback, and on that occasion we've just seen Nathan Conroy dig right into the line, just drag that Doncaster defenders in, and Elliot Hall run a tremendous line, but Boas did everything he could do, put his body on the line. Thankfully he's getting up and he's ready to go again. You've
worked with some cracking halfbacks over the years, Steve, in all the places where you've been. What do you look for in that position?
I think they've got to be brave, haven't they? I look at some of the best halfbacks I've coached, and I always remember Peter Wallace, at Scotland when in the World Cup 2013, and the Penrith player, and he was so good. He talked, defensively he was tough, he could kick, but most of all he was brave, and I think that's what you want your halfbacks to be.
That's certainly what you want your halfbacks to be. It's what you want all your players to be. We won't have any more action in this first half as Doherty took the last carry of the set. I think we've seen a good half there, haven't we?
Yeah, fair play to both these teams. I don't think you can underestimate how hot it is here as well. I think Coventry started the game well. The kicking game, did put a lot of pressure on Lawton in that first half, but they capitalised one. They've not had a lot of good field position in the back end of this first half, but all credit to Doncaster. They've been a little bit more flair, a little bit more experience, and they took the chances when it's come.
So at half-time here at Broad Street Rugby Union Club, it's Coventry Bears 6, Doncaster 20. And we'll go to a piece of video for the next few minutes and let you have a look at the magic shirt of rugby league.
I love rugby league.
I love rugby league. I love scoring tries.
I love running with the ball
and showing everyone what I can do. Do you know what this is?
Do you know what this is?
Well, it's not what it looks like.
It has normal sleeves. My team's colours.
Mums, dads, uncles and aunties.
Keep this a secret, but it's a magic rugby league shirt.
You look like you don't believe me.
I bet you're wondering why this shirt is so magical.
It does not make me run faster, score more tries,
or make more tackles. How do I know this?
When I put my magic rugby league shirt on, adults shout at me.
Swear at each other.
Swear at the referee.
shout at me for dropping the ball.
When I put it on,
I must look different. People treat me like I'm Elliot Whitehead
or Jermaine McGilvery.
It can be pretty intimidating. I think it must magically transport some adults to Wembley.
It reminds me of when I go to the games at the weekend.
And the adults shout at my heroes.
I know it's the shirt because when I play in the playground at school,
adults treat me much nicer and I'm a lot happier. Many young players fear the magic shirt and stop playing.
And others never even try to play at all.
We just want to play games.
We just want to have fun.
We just want to get better at the game we love. The shouting and swearing makes me
scared,
frustrated,
embarrassed,
sad.
I'm only small, the adults are really big.
but we can't tell them how they make us feel. When kids play rugby league, we want to be able to
Have fun.
Enjoy playing.
Smile.
Play with our friends. But you can help get rid of this magic.
Treat us all with respect. Appreciate that we are doing our best. Encourage everyone, not just your own kids.
Support the coaches and the referees.
Have fun when you're watching us.
remember.
It's our game. It's our game. It's our game.
It's our game.
It's our game. It's our game.
Hello. Welcome back to Broad Street Rugby Club. We're here at half-time. It's Coventry Bears 6, Doncaster 20. Has any of what you've seen this afternoon surprised you yet, Steve?
Not really. I think we're getting what we expected. You know, there's no doubt that Coventry team has got a fantastic work ethic. They look well coached. They certainly can bring the ball away from their own line really well. But on the other hand, I think there is more experience in that Doncaster side. They've played well. You know, they've been a little bit disrupted with Barrell going off, but I think Hadley's just stepped into that left side pivot really well. And they've just held the ball more. You know, the experience of you know, players like Ryan Boyle has just carried them forward well, got them on the front foot, got them to a good field position, and you know, they've got a well-deserved lead in this first half.
Shall we have a look at the try replays from that first half? We'll talk you through the action. So this was fairly early on. Good link-up play between Tarley and Doherty. Here's where I thought he was going in, and that was a brilliant tackle coming his way by Hall.
This is where Elliot Hall maybe should have gone low at marker, and then Tarley, you know, has used his power to get over there.
And then, yeah, we just see the wider shot of it.
He's done well to tackle him there, hasn't he, Elliot Hall, like all good full-backs do.
Tell you what, he's so strong though, is Jason Tarley, and you can tell why he's played for Papua New Guinea there. Here's that incident which saw Harrell injured, stretched everything to get that pass away to Tarley, and he finishes another one from close range.
And that's what I mentioned about your half-backs taking the ball right to that line. You know, he's just, you know, mixed his game up. You know, can see he's got injured in that play, but gets the ball, good early catch. His first movement is forward, digs right into the line, show and go.
He just did that little shimmy with the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's all it takes sometimes. And when you've got somebody like Tarley on your support, it's great to have a good ball there from Barrell.
A real strike player in Betfred League One is Jason Tarley, now up to 11 tries for the season. Then we saw this where the error came in. Ball came in field from Conroy. And Hall, again, little shimmy, little dummy, straight through a defender.
Been the main attacking player, I think, as Hall is linked up well with both halfbacks, but you know, it was due to a couple of real good kicks from Joe Sanderson. You know, putting Lawton under pressure. You know, dropped the ball previous. He'd done it on the same occasion there. Great ball there from Nathan Conroy, and fantastic footwork from Elliot Hall.
Ended up picking his way through and choosing where he could put the ball down. You don't get that often in rugby league.
And it was game on then, wasn't it, Dave? It was 10-6, and you know, the pressure was on, and they just couldn't hold the ball. They had a couple of errors coming away from their own line, just gifting Doncaster field position, and then things like this started to happen after that.
I thought they were quite fortunate here, to be honest, Doncaster, but you make your own luck, don't you, in this game? And Buchanan showing lots of strength there to get over, despite the attentions of Conroy.
I think they defended maybe 18 tackles on their own line there, and you know, fair play to Buchanan there. Picked up a scrap from a poor ball from Boas. But aggressive running and went straight under the sticks.
And then here's Geordie Hedges doing it all himself. Little step past Davis, he went, another little step, and right to the posts virtually. Yeah,
they'll be disappointed with that Coventry. You know, it is warm, they've been defended quite a bit, but well, there's one marker there with Davis, a right foot step, and then there's 1, 2, 3 Coventry defenders, and he goes low, and it's been really impressive, as you said. I think you know, the last few minutes of that first half has been great.
So you're watching via Twitch, via the Our League app, and also via the Betfred Facebook page. What other games are on in this competition? Well, currently, as we are playing here in Coventry, we've got London Scholars taking on Whitehaven. On Sunday, we have North Wales Crusaders against Keighley Cougars. Keighley, of course, got back into positive points following the 12-point deduction last week with victory against the London Scholars. Newcastle Thunder take on Workington Town in what I think should be a stormer of a game, and Oldham take on West Wales. What do you think of those fixtures this weekend, Steve?
Well, I think you look at the table. You know, if you look at that League One table, there's nothing in between. You know, any of the players. I think the Whitehaven v London game, London Scholars at London today, is a big game. You know, Whitehaven have slipped up over the last couple of weeks, and you know, it's a big game for them. But some of the other ones, Newcastle Thunder and Workington, you know, Workington, you know, have got a new coach in Chris Thorman. You know, Newcastle have spent quite heavily in their squad. And then Oldham v West Wales. West Wales had a fantastic win at Whitehaven last week. And I think the league, as it stands now, is an outstanding competition, and it's great to see, to be honest.
I mean, if there's a slip up from Whitehaven, Hunslet or Oldham can take that top spot, can't they?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, it's crucial now, isn't it? I think the top one goes up, doesn't it? So you know, the rest of them, there's quite a few games left, but you know, if possible, you don't want to get in them playoffs. You want to finish at the top spot and, you know, save yourself you know, the nerves for the back end of the year. We've
got a half-time score from London Scholars as well. It's currently London Scholars 0, Whitehaven 18. So that's an interesting scoreline.
Yeah, it's impressive. I think Whitehaven's got quite a few injuries. You know, and I think they picked 3 or 4 injuries up last week. So to go down to London and to be winning with that score so far is a big effort from him.
Chris Coward, Sam Forrester and Dave Thompson, the try scorers there. I'm just thinking with Chris Coward, he's been playing for years, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a big lump, isn't he? And he don't miss a lot of games, Chris. I remember a few years ago, you know, we inquired about maybe getting him into the Scottish squad, but he wasn't Scottish, which put pay to that one day. But you know, he's one of those unsung heroes. Is Coward. You know, he carries the ball very similar to Ryan Ball in this game today. You need those players. You know, they don't always get the headlines, but it seems like he's got over for the try line today.
Yeah, I wonder how long that'll be by the time it's got to the end of the day. Whether it's going to be a 40-yard sprint or a 60-metre dash. We have been joined back on the field by our two sides, so we're just a few seconds away from the start of the second half. Interestingly poised is this game. 20 points to 6 in favour of the men in red and white. Doncaster wearing their change strip this afternoon. And I just wonder, did half-time come at exactly the right time for Coventry Bears to regroup?
I think it did do, yeah. I think, you know, let's not forget that there's a few other lads making the debuts today as well, so they will never play in this kind of intensity and you know, this kind of occasion as well. So that will be difficult for him. You know, it's a good time for the coaching staff to, you know, to reinforce what they've said at the beginning of the game. I think Doncaster will be pretty much the same. You know, get their execution right. You know, just make sure that they don't force the passes. For Coventry, they just need to get some ball in the Doncaster 20-metre line.
I noticed Cameron Stewart has gone onto the field for the Coventry Bears. He's wearing the number 20 jumper, so look out for him. I think initially he was wanting to line up on this left-hand side and someone's fired him over to the right-hand side. So we'll have a see whether that has any bearing at all as Buchanan lines up the restart. Gets the game underway once again. Interesting kick, interesting take, and a powerful carry as well. That's a good start. Some excellent metres to get out towards that 30 as Davis feeds it inside. If you're looking at Coventry getting back in this game, what messages would you have been giving to them at half-time, Steve?
I think they've just got to hold. They've got to hold the ball for a start. I think you know, a few of the errors in their own yardage, which is their own half. You know, you can't do that against any team. But you know, they've shown that when they do get some good ball, they can play some good stuff. You know, they've got some good threats in there. You know, Elliot Hall needs to get his hands on the ball a little bit more, and when he does, I think the points will come.
Conroy moving the ball out. Hall gets his hands on that ball and tries to shuffle it wide. It eventually reaches the man Lawrence Hayward, one of the 4 debutants this afternoon, but the pass initially to him went forward, so it's going to be a scrum with head and feet to Doncaster. A little bit of disappointing there, really, wasn't it, from Coventry? Because they did work that position quite well, but the last pass just wouldn't stick.
And that's been the story of the game for them, I think, a little bit. Doncaster did it really well in the first half, where they didn't push that last pass, and they kicked the ball well and got a couple of repeat sets. Coventry were in great field position there now. Obviously they're chasing the game, but it's only a couple of tries, 2 or 3 tries, and they're back into it. But they just forced the pass, and again, it's given Doncaster, some good ball, and they're now on the front foot again.
Buchanan taking on Kadeem Williams. They took it down that left-hand side. Hadley with his first touch of the second half to drive beyond halfway. Hedges picks up at dummy half now. Runs for the middle. Flicks it back over his shoulder. There's Brown. Excellent first half from that young man. Nice play. Hedges. Hadley down that left-hand side. Tarley fancies it. Oh, he set himself free as Tarley. It's a hat-trick for the Papua New Guinea centre, and a powerful finish to boot as well.
Yeah, I think they've just started like they finished the first half. They just can't hold Tarley, can they? On that left edge there, and they're really powerful. They decide to go on the short side again. Dean Hadley, really apparent every time he gets the ball. He's looking to create something, and I think Coventry will be a little bit disappointed defensively about that try.
Let's just have a look at this. Just enjoy this. This is Tarley. Bit of space in front of him. Body swerve. Bit of strength as well to shrug away from 1 or 2. Ends up jogging to that line.
Yeah, good play from Tarley, but I think they've got to get the shoulders in there. I think it was Rhys Rance that tried to get Tarley there now, but he just shrugged him off. And a little bit too easy there from Doncaster.
It's a great start for Doncaster in this second half. 24 points to 6. I wonder whether Buchanan's had words with himself after missing that last shot at goal where he hit the post. I have to admit, these are the sort of goal kicks that would really worry me as a kicker, because you're expected to get these just in that area, just to the left-hand side of the post. No problems on that occasion though. 26.
No, straight over. They're looking,
Doncaster 26.
they're all over the place a little bit. Coventry there now. Hopefully they'll regroup. Really important first 5 or 10 minutes now, and there is a danger that that this game can go away from them very quickly in the second half. So really important next set for them. I think that's a really important point, that, Steve, because points can follow really quick in rugby league, can't they? Where within the space of say like 5 or 6 minutes, you can. If you're not on it, you can easily concede 2 or 3 tries. Yeah, I think momentum's a big thing, and Doncaster's had it. They finished that first half, that last 5 minutes, it was excellent. Coventry looked very tired, and the first set that Coventry's got, they've made that error. Doncaster's on the full length, and it just seems a little bit too easy at the moment for Doncaster. But let's see how this Coventry defenders bar up now. Good run by Connor Scott. Infield, the pass comes. Spears carries the ball in. Over that 20-metre line again. Owens on the field as well. Great to see him back. Just a few weeks ago I was having a chat to some Doncaster fans who feared that he might be out for the season. So it's a good job that he's made his way back. Hedges just shoves it back over his shoulder. Scott with another good carry. He's another very experienced campaigner. Played for Batley, played for Sheffield. Put down near the halfway line. There's that talk of taking the ball directly to the line again that you mentioned in the first half, Steve. Yeah, and he had the option of either going himself, just that short pass like he did do, or just going for somebody at the back and just create space for the next player, which is what we're seeing now. And they've worked that space brilliantly as well down that right-hand side. I don't know how Coventry were able to cope with it, but they managed to come up with the tackle in the end. Kieran Sherratt doing well. Good defence that from Sherratt. Real good defence from Sherratt and Freeman. They was under the pressure there. But they got off the line well. They kept one line, so 3 or 4 defenders just held that line and just snuffed that attack out. Great yards by Freeman again. He's been the top scorer here at Coventry for the last couple of seasons. So good to see him getting the opportunity in rugby league and grabbing it with both hands. Davis in dummy half. And if you just look at the difference now, there's a lot of single carries there now. Good shot there. A lot of single carries there now from Coventry, so there's got a lot of support, and that's allowing Doncaster just to get off the line really quickly and put in a good defensive shot like they've just done there. He's certainly having a tough game of it, isn't he? Kadeem Williams
feeling the after effects of that tackle in the background, like Steve was describing. Davies moves into dummy half now. He's got Conroy for company to his left. Conroy takes hold of the ball, goes right at the teeth of the defence again, 40 metres away from the try line. Last tackle signalled here by our match official. Ball back to Sanderson. Sanderson goes high. This is certainly one to test out. Oh, and Buchanan spilled it.
3 out of 3 that for Sanderson, Dave, isn't it? You know, his kicking game at the end of it, whenever he's put the ball up, there must be some spin on that ball, because as it's coming down it just whirls away from whoever's receiving it, and they've had 3 errors off that, so the ball goes really high.
It's pretty devilish this as it's spinning, because it's dropped a couple of metres in front of him.
Yeah, and Buchanan there now, he's done really well so far in this game, but you know, just as about to catch it, the ball just span away from him, and a fantastic opportunity for Coventry now.
Only 20 years old, Kieran Buchanan. I'm sure you'll get plenty more of those, and lots of experience at trying to take kicks like that over the course of his career.
Just need to be patient now, Coventry. You know, it's they are down on the scoreboard, and they do need to chance their arm a little bit, but they just need to camp down in this Doncaster's half for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
They look if they're going to get over the line, though. It's going to be with regards a Freeman or a Kadeem Williams, possibly, with their athleticism. Maybe even a Hall at the back. Let's see if that eventuates as Davis spins it back. Here's Conroy, takes on the defence. 5 metres away from that try line. Davis looking left, looking right, puts it to the left hand side. Sanderson onto Hall, it's been spotted. Great shutdown play there by Bauer. Hasn't had too much to do so far in this game with Bauer, but he did that well. They move it confidently through that middle. Strong carry from Jack Ray, 2 metres out from the try line. Last tackle signal here by our match official. Trailing by 26 points to 6. Here's Conroy. Conroy comes back to the right hand side, gets boot on ball. It's a wide kick. Wow, that's way out of play.
Yeah, do you know what? The last couple of plays, Conroy's done really well. You know, he's been that threat where he's took the ball in the line. He's looked dangerous. He's used his feet, but all he needed to do was just dab the ball through. You know, for an onside chase, Doncaster would have had to drop the ball out. Coventry get the ball back again, and that's how you tire that defenders out. But on this occasion, poor kick, and Doncaster have can bring the ball away from their own 10.
To be fair, down that Coventry right hand side as well, they seem to outnumber Doncaster then.
Yeah, definitely, and that's that's all credit to the way they've the pivots have combined there. It's just that the back end of the set, you know, when you're tired, you know, defensively you lose your organisation, and they've just let Doncaster off the hook a little bit there now. But promising play from Coventry. You know, they've threatened a little bit more. So that was good to see.
And again, we've been up and running about 8 to 9 minutes now in this second half, so a bit of water being taken in before we get back underway. And it's Doncaster in possession. Powerful carry forward. 3 men in the challenge. Tell you what, he's done well there as Jack Ray to wrestle Owen on his back. Owen complains bitterly as Hadley finds an inside runner in Hedges. Hedges put down near the halfway line. They again go down the left hand side. Hadley, good run in, good defence as well. 40 metres to go for Doncaster. Infield it comes. Hedges, long ball for the middle. Boas, little drop play back. And this is some fantastic interplay. And Scott takes it to the 20 metre line virtually. Down the left it's moved. Kick comes in from Hadley. Want to test out Rance, who spilled it. It's gone straight into the arms there. But it's not going to be a try. It's going to be a penalty. Tackle in the air from the match official.
Good set there from Doncaster there now. Just upping the pace a little bit. But as you said, I think it's a good call from the referee there. And it was a good kick, good chase, but just tackled in the air. So right decision by the referee.
I really enjoyed that period of play actually, because it was good defence, but also some great attacking shape from Doncaster.
A couple of offloads in there as well, and. I think you've got to credit Coventry as well. For the end of it there now, they defended quite well, even though they were under the pump. I think the one man was down as well on that set. But good play both with and without the ball.
There's Kaufman, 35 metres away from his own line. He'll play it to Davis. Into the middle it comes. Jack Ray with that carry. He'll stand and play it back to Davis. Words being shared. Oh, there's a punch thrown as well in the background. Referee spotted it. And Russ Spears has lost his cool there.
Yeah, it's not been that kind of game, has it? Really?
No, definitely not.
It's I think it was something over nothing. Some words were spoken at the play of the ball, and I think Russ Spears has just thrown one, and it's just created a little bit of a melee, but I don't think it was too serious.
Sort that out, match officials.
Yeah,
over to you.
All on, aren't they?
Oh, there we go. So there's a little lash out. There's a few words spoken there by Danes, who wasn't backing off. Then Spears decided to take matters into his own hands.
Yeah, let's just get on with it. I think give him a talking to, and let's crack on.
So our match official will take the reports of both of his touch judges. 26 points to 6 is how it is. Like you say, Steve, it's not really been that type of game, has it?
No, it's not. And obviously, somebody had a little dig on the floor, a couple of little, half punches thrown, and then they both get up and have an argument. They may both get sin-binned here. That could be something.
And I know when a lot of commentators kind of like talk about these sort of incidents, it's easy for us not in the heat of the battle.
It's a red card, Dave.
Oh, a red card shown. So there's I'm just trying to see. There's two red cards have been produced. Well, it didn't seem like that sort of incident, really.
I'm not sure about that, Dave. Probably by the letter of the law, it's a brawl, but I'm not sure about that. Not sure whether it deserves 2 red cards.
It's one way of sorting out the situation, anyway.
Yeah, I think a sin binning, get them both off, let them cool down, get both captains together like he's doing now, and just crack on with the game. It hasn't been that kind of game, but he's made that decision, and he's been consistent, hasn't the referee? To be fair, and maybe with the laws of the game, he had no choice, but I'm not sure.
It makes our last half hour very interesting, doesn't it? Because there's a lot more space to try and defend now with 12.
Absolutely.
So Coventry get the penalty. And the kick will go into touch. Or Sanderson hopes it goes into touch, which it does. Preempting the play then, Steve. Tap taken. I always think whoever takes this first carry after something happened is always...
you earn your money doing that, don't you?
Yeah. Great carry there from Kaufman.
Whoever takes that first carry, get him on your team sheet week after, Dave. That's the rule.
That's a good run too. Coventry pushing their way into some good field position here. Davis will scoop up one-handed. Needs a bit of support. They try and rush him. Conroy provides it. Now here's Hall running cross field. Easy to defend given that sort of movement. Boas drags him down. Here's Sherratt. Tucks the ball under his wing. He's 10 metres from that try line. 26-6 the score. Do Coventry fancy it? Well, Purslow crashes his way forward. 2 metres out from the line. Now Davis dummy in, shimmy in. Trying to use every strength. Every bit of strength, every ounce of energy that he had.
Good work from Davis there now. Good goal line defence there from Doncaster. They were low, there were 3 defenders just holding the ball, holding him up. But that's impressive from Coventry. Wasn't a bad set. This last 10 minutes of this second half, they've been good. It was the first set that Doncaster scored, but since then they've probably been the better team.
They tried to pick up the pace, didn't they? And we're moving them around. Let's see if Doncaster can get out of their own end. 26 points to 6 they lead on this left-hand side. They run through Sam Doherty. Once upon a time a Hull man. Quite a lot of Hull connections really in this Doncaster club. Nice run. Break comes in. Owen does well. He's still going, Owen. Still going. Over the 40 he goes. It's a case of who was ever going to stop him then for a minute. Hadley, infield to Boas. Boas plays it onto Scott. Scott's in motion. There's no way you're stopping a big man from that sort of distance and range. He even did a cheeky handoff to Hall.
Yeah, what a ball there from Boas as well. They got all the space there now. He's been the main player, hasn't he, Boas? He's been excellent in everything he's done there now, and really took that mantle of the main organiser since Barrell's gone off. But again, just that middle of that field where all the Coventry big fellas are. took the ball right to the line, had the option of going himself, but put a fantastic pass in there, and a good score from Doncaster.
I'm always a fan of try-scoring props, and he really got into motion, as you'll see in the next few seconds from the replay. But yeah, Boas taking it right to that defensive line again. Committed the man, and the gap opened up, didn't it?
Yeah, good acceleration from Scott as well there. Not sure how keen Elliot Hall was to get him over that line there, but good acceleration. That's exactly what you want from one of your front rowers or your middle players. You know, just timing his line to perfection. And when you've got an half-back like Watson Boas in your team, he's just tipped the ball to him and an easy 30-metre try.
He'll be pleased for it means that he's got his first try of the season. Front rowers always are very pleased when they get the first try of the season.
Be 90 metres by the end of the day, that one.
Conversion attempt comes in from Kieran Buchanan. Stretches the advantage out to 32 points to 6 in favour of Doncaster. Looks a bit commanding on that scoreboard now, doesn't it?
It does, and I think that's the difference between the two teams. Obviously, is people like Boas who can create things like that. You know, Coventry's had a good 10 minutes down, camped on Doncaster's line, and not come up with any points. Come up with a few errors in the back of the sets. Doncaster get an opportunity right up there, and come up with a real good, well worked try.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage via our league this afternoon. We're also coming to you via Twitch and also via the Betfred Facebook page. Let us know where you're watching from. I tell you what, it's barbecue weather.
You can smell them hot dogs from here over there, can't you?
That's why I mentioned
it. Hot dog stall.
I'm tempted. Might go over afterwards. So, play back underway. Doncaster back in possession. 22 metres away from their own line. Played to Boas. Goes down the blind side. Solid hit coming in defence by Kieran Sherratt. Owen, long pass to Boas. He releases it to Hodges. Or Hedges, I should say. Creating my own players now. It's only took me 58 minutes. Hadley. Good dummy. Good surge up to the halfway line. Looking threatening here, Doncaster. Foster picks up out of dummy half. Great run. Hall had to be brave then and brought him down. Boas though, spotted something, chips over the top. He's after this one. Oh, that's box office from Boas
class,
again.
Absolute class that, wasn't it? You know, just he's mixed his game up really, really well there. But when you look at that, whatever division you're watching, whatever player you're watching, whatever level you're watching this game, that is absolute class there from Boas.
Totally class there from Boas. He seems to be really enjoying his stint here at Doncaster. And he's making his own highlights reel as well.
You're not having a side in it?
Just look at this. I mean, great direct play from Foster. Spotted the retreated line. Darted a good 15-20 metres there before being met by the fullback. Boas knows that there's nobody at home. Good vision. Good anticipation. Great finish.
Yeah, outstanding there now. And, you know, they're just turning that screw now, aren't they? You know, they're just... picking the pace up. They're making a lot of yards from dummy half. Great movement there from Foster. But that finish was absolutely sublime, wasn't it?
I say he's enjoying his spell at Doncaster. That's his 7th try in 8 games.
Yeah, looks a good player, doesn't he?
Yeah,
First time I've actually seen him play today, and been really impressed with him.
You can see why Featherstone wanted to bring him over. A regular international player for Papua New Guinea. Came over with his brother, but his brother didn't really take to the British game, ended up going back.
Got some good young players, haven't they, in playing for Papua New Guinea as well now. Obviously, the Hunters are now in the Queensland Cup, and they're great to watch. And some of the young players, that are coming over are absolutely outstanding. And there's lots more in that production line.
Buchanan has slotted over his 5th goal. That's now 14 points for the fullback. Coventry Bears 6, Doncaster 38. Turning into a good afternoon for Doncaster.
Yeah, they've been good, hasn't they? And probably, on the scoreboard actually reflects how dominant they've been. I think the fact now that they're down to 12 men each will benefit Doncaster with the speed they've got in the team.
Nicely played off the deck. Picks his spot, does Buchanan to run at. Knows he can't get that far forward though, because it was a good chase from the restart. Davis and Kaufman doing the chasing. Continue to go down that left-hand side though. Doherty's chancing his arm. It's beyond that 30-metre line. Here's Tarley, already been successful with a hat-trick. Hadley keeps it moving. Hedges. Tackled by 2. Burslow lets him go. Boas drops it back over his shoulder. They've reverted back to some sensible plays to set the position here, haven't they, Doncaster?
Yeah, they probably look to pin Coventry down in their own, try line, and that'll be a tough set to get out from there.
Hedges is 35 metres away from the line. 21 minutes of the second half gone. It goes to the air off the boot of Buchanan. Oh, and the winger got nowhere near that. Tarley takes it. He's having a go down the outside. Eventually falls to that challenge though from Reese Rance. And it's a turnover. I've lost count of how many turnovers we've had in this game.
Yeah, it must be obviously the sun as well is playing havoc with the back three from both sides, because every high kick that's gone up, they've not took it. They've either knocked on or they've not got anywhere near the ball. So I think obviously the sun is difficult for the catchers. It's
a pretty open venue, this one as well, isn't it? I mean, we're in a very nice stand here, but there's nowhere else for anybody to hide, is there, out of the sun?
No, and it's blistering hot as well. So as you said before, the ball's going to be slippy with the sweat from the players, and it's been a real difficult day for not only for the Coventry back three, but for the Doncaster ones as well.
Sam Doherty being patched up there. There's some of the people who were involved in they found some shade for starters, which is always a good sign, but they took part in the Tri-Tag Rugby Festival before. Tell you what, I'm most impressed with. There's a couple on a bench who are just right at the back of the post. So I think they've got the best spot in this entire ground, to be honest. They are.
They'd pay extra for them seats as well, Dave. That's what you call.
If you had those seats at Wimbledon, you'd be made up, wouldn't you? Yeah. You'd be absolutely made up. I tell you what, they could be. It's a.
That's what you call
position.
A Saturday afternoon, isn't it?
That is.
That's outstanding.
They're just missing a pint of beer in the hand, aren't they, or a nice cold drink for those that don't drink. So game back underway. Coventry Bears in possession. Davis has done a good shift and he finds Purslow on the charge. Done some good service to some of the Southern Rugby League clubs as Purslow. Bliss Gloucestershire All Golds and London Scholars amongst his previous clubs. Good defence from Doncaster though, just closing that movement down. Davis chancing his arm, coming up with the error. They'll recycle it quickly. Go Doncaster, popping it over the top. Running chance here for Lawton. He's just stepped over that touchline. Some good defence considering there, to be honest, because it must have been the temptation is we're running out of defenders here.
Yeah, definitely. Sam Davis tried the offload, didn't he? And Doncaster got the ball back, but it was good play there from Doncaster when they took the ball. I think it was Boas passed the ball as well there, and good defence from Coventry, like you said.
I thought we'd see Boas taking on the line again for a second.
Yeah, we'll see him in next 5 minutes.
Next 5 minutes, yeah. It's not far off, you can tell, can't you? 24 minutes of the second half gone. 38 points to 6 in favour of Doncaster. Hope you're enjoying this coverage via the Our League app, also via Twitch and the Betfred Facebook page. If you haven't downloaded the Our League app, why not go and do it? It's available via the Play Store and via the iStore as well. You get a chance to take part in plenty of things. They've got ticketing initiatives through the Rugby League. There's lots of other content as well. You can even have a vote in your man of the match to televise games. Here is that Cameron Stewart that I spoke about. It's first time he's touched the ball, actually. They've managed to keep it away from him. He's won the penalty as well. Welcome to first grade Rugby League.
Yeah, good first touch that day, wasn't it? Good carry, good aggressive carry, and got a penalty.
Sanderson's kick well. Makes another good kick to touch there. And they're on the front foot here, Coventry. Let's see if they can get anything off the back of it. Their efforts certainly deserve more than the 6 points that they've scored so far. So Sherritt to tap. When they eventually tell him which position to tap it from. Takes it forward himself, takes on Boas. Good movement from Sherritt. 5 metres away from the try line. Davis will move to the left-hand side. Conroy. Good defence from Doncaster again. Just get amongst him and force him back to the 10-metre line. Davis has options to his right-hand side. Sharrett keeps it moving. Here's Stewart. Looks very much like a rugby union forward, doesn't he, with his build?
Kept them legs pumping, didn't he?
To the right-hand side it's moved. Sanderson.
I'd like to see both halfbacks just combine now, Dave. I think it's one or the other, but it would be nice that if they both can get the ball on their hands on the ball. There's one.
Let's see whether this is
two.
There you go. Calls have been answered there, and Hall stretches for the try line. Can't quite sneak over. They might get over this time though. Have they got there?
Just need to see more than that. Unfortunate, isn't it? That it makes a big difference when you're combining both halfbacks. They both had a lot of ball, but it just creates space. And when you've got somebody like Elliot Hall on that inside ball as well, it's just that extra threat that we haven't seen enough of from Coventry.
Sanderson was held up. I know you said we like to see more. That all happened behind the post. It's inevitable that when we get a post at a ground, there's always some action that happens behind it.
Who put that post there?
So Doncaster back in possession, 10 metres away from their own line. They've got to do it tough to bring it away at this stage. 13 minutes to go, 38 points to 6. I think we can say that Doncaster are taking the points home with them now safely at this stage. But it's a case of how Coventry build for the next encounters. They've got 4 more home games this season at Coventry. They're taking the game on the charge, so they're taking it right to rugby.
And fair play to these as well. It's this is a good venue, isn't it? It's a good venue to watch rugby league as well, and it's tough. Doncaster's got a great opportunity here. Let's
see whether they can come up with anything. Good coverage there.
But it would be great if they could get a proper home base and get a fan base, and I'm sure it'll grow from strength to strength.
Here's Boas. Well, I call for him taking the line on, and he does so, and he pops the ball out. Oh, kick comes in from Hedges. Is it charged down? Still some really good counter-attacking here from Doncaster down that left-hand side. Little flick pass comes in. It's scrappy. Hedges will pick up. Hedges on the ground. He'll take that tackle on the halfway line. Foster to his left-hand side. Now Hadley rolls the ball across his chest. Nobody's falling for that dummy. 40 metres away from the try line. Infield to move it. Foster again. He's been pretty good this second half especially.
Very good, yeah.
Inside.
Keep our eye on Boas here.
He's just there at the back. Hedges. Oh, he's taking it all on. He's through his Hedges. Second try. Good score.
Great work though, isn't it? I think even myself was looking what Boas was doing there now. They had that same play set up. He could have run himself, he could have passed, he could have gone out the back to Boas. But Hedges has just sprinted through. Outstanding try.
It's good when you've got that sort of shape around you though, isn't it? Because you can choose to do what you want.
Yeah, they've done really well. They've done really well with that shape. They've had that shape all the time, throughout the game. And as long as it's genuine, as long as everybody who carries that ball is a genuine option, and that's something that Doncaster have done. If he takes it himself, as he does do, you look at the support here from Boyle, and Hedges runs straight to the line. Boyle aggressively pushes.
Little step and some pace as well from Hedges.
Yeah, that's an excellent try.
Got to credit Cameron Stewart though for his chase. He didn't give up.
Yeah, he has
on it,
a dig. Yeah, and that's what you want. Never again. And they've not done Coventry throughout this game. They've been outclassed in a way for the majority of the game, but nobody can ever knock their effort.
Buchanan already successful with 5 goals this afternoon. Has another opportunity. So this to stretch the Doncaster advantage out to 44 points to 6. And he does it with great aplomb. Flags are raised. 44-6 is the score. I think our scoreboard operator's giving up though. They've only got 38-6 on there at the moment. 10 minutes to go.
Big effort from Doncaster as well though, Dave, with the 3 games in 7 days is a big ask for part-time players. I know they've brought a couple of dual reg in on Wednesday when they played Sheffield and today as well, and that does help, but these lads have been grafting and working all week as well, so to come down here on a Saturday as well, they've been good, Doncaster.
How different is that? Because normally games would be played at this sort of level generally on a Sunday, so that affects your preparation, doesn't it, if you're playing on a Saturday?
I think the fact that they played against Sheffield on Wednesday is a big thing. Sheffield's a good side, so the bodies would have been sore. They'd have been to work on the Thursday morning, and then they've obviously got to travel down here on Saturday, so it's a day, 24 hours less recovery. And they've been good. They took them a while to get going, but once they have done, they've never looked back, and they've been really impressive.
Here's Doherty. We know he can shift given the opportunity. He'll play this ball on the 30-metre line. Owen shuffles it left. Hadley drops it back over his shoulder for some support. The defence is there on Foster once more. Owen to Hadley. They'll work that blind side again. Kieran Buchanan will stand and play it. Hadley still has many motion around him. There's Tarley. Tarley with the pace, with the strength. Inside ball to Buchanan. Buchanan will canter his way to the try line. Gets his second try of the game. 48 points to 6.
Yeah, good support play there from Doncaster. Again, Hadley is just doing everything on that left-hand side there now. Quite a few short side plays. Tarley makes an outstanding break. And as all good players do, or as all good fullbacks do, just supporting on the inside.
Dare I say it, if he fancied it, Tarley could have finished this himself. I'm quite confident of that. But did the unselfish thing, popped the ball inside, and Kieran Buchanan will remember this trip to Coventry for some time, won't he?
He's done well, hasn't he? It's I think Tarley's been impressive, hasn't he? I think you're looking at quite a few of the Doncaster players who's really been at the top of the game today, but that's just a good team try there. Quite good support, some offloads. Hadley doing well on that left edge. Tarley sprinting through and being really aggressive, and then an outstanding finish.
So Buchanan with another opportunity. I think this would make it 7 goals for his afternoon. Pretty profitable if he had those 2 tries in as well, isn't it? 22 points he's hoping for. And the flags are raised, so he does have his 22-point tally. And Doncaster, more importantly, have reached the 50.
I think the important thing as well, when you look how tight that table is, I think points difference at the end of it could come into it. Doncaster's got the second best defensive record in the league. So they've kept that same effort going throughout this game. So to concede 6 away from home is excellent. But attacking wise, they've not been pumping a lot of points on teams. So to get 50, I think it's been a real rewarding day for Doncaster, and I think the table will look a lot healthier tonight.
If you're going to send a message out this last sort of 6-7 minutes to Doncaster, what would it be? Just keep up the effort.
You've been ruthless. That's the key. They're doing that now. So, you don't just throw the ball and play off the cuff. You're ruthless. You do what you do and you push well. You make sure Coventry don't score again. Second phase like they're doing anything, get an offload out. But that push and that enthusiasm, that organisation is really important, and that's something they've been doing.
And when you've got props doing 20-yard passes like that, it shows that the game's up, really, isn't it, for Coventry as the offload comes in. Tell you what, though, they continue to chase, haven't they? And that's got to please coach Tom Sang.
Yeah, Sam Davis has done well there. You're looking at that now as even just trying to chase, Boas there, but great ball again, great offload.
Chance here for Lawton. Lawton cuts inside, lovely step. Oh, he's turning the fullback inside and out. Goes to the outside. That's an outstanding try from young Kieran Lawton.
What about that? What about the offload as well? And stood right on his touchline there now. And I thought the fullback Elliot Hall had got the measure in, but as all good wingers do, right foot came inside, came outside, and a real good finish. And he deserves it as well. He's had a little bit of a tough time. Early part of the game was Lawton, but as all good players do, they come through it, and that's a real good wingers finish.
And again, like you said, it came off this ball from Bauer. Look at that.
What a ball.
Out of the back of the hand. Then lovely footwork. Inside and out. Dodging, weaving. And going in at the corner.
What a good finish. What a good wingers finish that was. And good ball there from Bauer as well there now. Used some good footwork. Drew the defenders. Little flick from his right hand. And that's a good finish from Lawton.
Buchanan again. Doncaster running away with this one now, sadly. 54 points to 6. Well, I say sadly, not sadly for them. They're putting the foot down.
I think they're probably getting some reward now, Dave, from the first half. The amount of defensive efforts that Coventry had to do. They didn't quite score. Crossbar challenge again. Didn't quite score, on every occasion, but it just does take its toll. So the last 15-20 minutes, if you stick to your game plan, get some repeat sets on the opposition, things like this can happen.
Tell you what, if Buchanan had done that at the half-time of a Super League game, he might have been going on with a lot of money. He's in the post twice, hasn't he? 4 minutes remaining. Doncaster playing ruthlessly, as described perfectly by Steve McCormack, my right-hand man. In fact, we are with where we're situated. You've been right-hand man this afternoon.
It'd be nice to see Coventry get over the try line, wouldn't it? From a Coventry perspective, I think their efforts, probably deserve that. Doncaster won't want that, but be nice to see him get over the try line.
Well, I think certainly the way that the two half-backs have combined at times. Conroy, not renowned for playing that position, and Sanderson on his debut. I think Sanderson's kicking game has been excellent.
Yeah, it's been real good, and when they've linked up together, you've got some good, good promise in there with Sam Davis and Elliot Hall in there as well, and go away again.
But again, they come down this right-hand side. It's Lawton once more. Lawton speeding down that touchline. Great tackle by Hall. Well, he did well there, did Hall, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he, Hall? Because he's been under the pump for the majority of the game with everything, Hall. But he's been one of the standouts. He's probably been one of the top 5 in the game as Hall. But another good break from Lawton. He'll probably be disappointed he didn't finish that, but good full-back play.
Oh, he's lined him up here, hasn't he? And then he's chucked everything at him.
Yeah, unlucky as well from Lawton. Good support from Boa. But again, good play from Doncaster.
We've reached this sort of stage, couple of minutes to go until the end of the game. Who's been your standouts and who would be your player of the match?
I think there's been some real standouts, I think, from Doncaster. I've been really impressed with Boas. I think he's been dangerous. Obviously, Tarley has been very impressive the way he started the game. I think Dean Hadley's since Barrell went off, he's been the main organiser. I think from the Coventry Bears, I think Elliot Hall has been really, really impressive, and I think Chris Barrett has worked exceptionally hard. Not get a lot of praise, but has worked his socks off. So there's quite a few contenders.
I'll come to you to narrow that down in just a couple of minutes, Steve. We've only got a couple of minutes left. Here comes Stewart through that middle. Look at that for a surge. Get those big legs pumping as well. Davies picks up one-handed. They go down the right-hand side. Conroy to Sanderson, then further wide. This is good play by Coventry Bears. And a solid tackle on Kaufman, who's inside that 20-metre line now. Can they push over for consolation? Certainly put them in good stead for the battles that lie ahead. Stewart, all wrapped up by 3. Within that 10-metre line, last tackle signalled. Davis angles towards the posts. The defence is good though. That's really good from Doncaster. Did well to readjust there, didn't they?
Yeah, I think the option there from the Sam Davis at 9 there would have been going at the back there to Sanderson. There was some space, but as you said, some real good defence there from Doncaster.
Okay, you've given who your guys in the picture were going to be. Who is your player of the match?
I think just on his second half performance alone, I think Boas has been really impressive. Coventry's chucked a lot his way defensively in the first half. Just channeling everything down where he was defending, and he defended really well. And I just think he showed some real class in the second half. So, man of the match for me is Watson Boas.
Yeah, so Watson Boas, number 24. He has been nominated our man of the match. There he is. Great performance, Watson. A couple more things to add to the highlights reel as well. And forward come Doncaster, as they have done pretty often in this second half. It's been a very good performance from them. Little flick pass comes in. Oh, it's scrappy, but then it's been put down as well.
I think the thing as well, Dave, we give Boas the man of the match, but there's been some real graft in that middle. You look at that in the heat, and they're playing some big minutes. Some of these forwards, and it's okay. Obviously, I've picked Boas as the man of the match, but he can't do that without players like Brown and.
I think Boyle did 45 minutes straight, didn't he? In this heat,
great example.
Brown was fantastic in the first half, wasn't he?
So he's been at the cutting edge of everything that Doncaster's done, but there's been some real graft shown by the players around him.
So Boas feeds this scrum, takes it at the base, sends it left to Hadley. Hadley plays it on to Buchanan. They've worked the overlap. Oh. We have a penalty for obstruction in favour of Coventry. They just didn't quite get their angles right, did they?
Yeah, I think it was the right idea, but I think he's just overrun again. I think they've only done that a couple of times in this game. And other than that, they've ran those lines really well.
So 54 points to 6. Sanderson kicks long. Got a massive boot on him, hasn't he, Joe Sanderson? And can Coventry, have they got enough time to get a consolation score? Forward they come. There's Barrett. Davis picks up one-handed. Goes to his left-hand side to Lewis Taylor. He's given a big effort this afternoon as well as Lewis Taylor. Conroy gets the ball back on the run around. It's out with Hall. Wide pass. Looking for Lawrence Haywood, and he's tackled into touch.
Yeah, I think Hall just gave Haywood a little bit too much to do there. It's a good defence there. From the Doncaster side. Conor Bower, they took quite a little bit in there now, but good shoulder contact, and just got him into touch.
And we heard from Doncaster boss Richard Horn. In the build-up to this game, he said he was a little bit worried just in case, because of the amount of rugby that some players had in the legs this week, that they pulled up with cramp. We've not seen too many stoppages. I think this might just be a little bit of an issue for Lawton. Not too sure whether it's cramp, but they've done well generally, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I think both sides have, haven't they? I think the heat's unbelievable. So there's not been many stoppages, not been many players injured, thank goodness. And I think it's been a good day all around for Doncaster.
Boas will play this ball 15 metres from his own line. Owen spins the ball left. Here's Hadley, wrapped up by 2. Not going anywhere on this occasion. Good restriction to the metres there. Chris Barrett, putting what must be his 30th or 40th tackling. He's been everywhere. And again, some good defence by Conroy. Boas at dummy half. He'll spin it to the right-hand side. Here's Boyle. Fancies a run, gets it back on the inside to Boas, but he's going nowhere. An enveloping tackle coming in there by Sherratt. Slow play the ball. Can't blame him. That's a wide pass from Brown. Picked up by Coventry. Chance here for them to respond. Is this going to be the try that we've been waiting for Coventry Bears? It certainly is. Kadeem Williams finishing it off.
Yeah, and great to see that, isn't it? That just epitomises the effort and the commitment that Coventry's put into this game. It's not been their day with regards to getting the win, but that never say die attitude. Good play again. Sanderson just putting the winger through, and the winger showing some real good pace to get a well-deserved try for Coventry.
Good score there from Coventry Bears, who make it Coventry Bears 10, Doncaster 54. Nice play off the back of what was a needless ball, really, that was thrown out. So you see this, I think they got a bit excited, didn't it? Ball goes to the front rower. He's chucked a couple of these out, raises his arms to aloft, and this is great play. Sanderson working the ball out, and it's actually Reece Rance who's gone over. Fantastic run there.
Good finish from Rance, that, wasn't it?
Scored 3 tries last year, did Reece. I think that's his 4th for the season.
Good play from Rance and Sam Davis and Joe Sanderson, that combination. And it's good that they finished the game with a positive.
Sanderson can't convert, but the scoreline remains Coventry Bears 10, Doncaster 54. Just a few seconds away from the end of this game.
Doncaster 54, come on Bears!
But they'll be pleased with the way that they've battled to the end, though, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a tough day for him, hasn't it? And as we mentioned, Tom has got quite a few players missing in the student formations, which does have a massive impact on that. And fair play as a club that they've allowed that to happen. But I'm pleased they've finished the way they have.
We don't get time to restart, but the final score has come in. It's Coventry Bears 10, Doncaster 54. A resounding victory in the end. We've seen plenty of stars of a Doncaster persuasion. Kieran Buchanan has scored 2 tries. Jason Tarley has hit 3. Watson Boas, the man of the match on your screen at the moment, he came up with some more box office play for the Our League spectators. And shall we have a look at those second half replays of the try, Steve?
Well, a real good start from Doncaster. You know, Tarl in the very first set, just showing his pace, left hand, handing him off for a great try.
Made that look easy, didn't he, Tarley? And here we see Boas taking the ball directly to the line like you spoke of a few times. Scott showing some great pace here for a big fella.
Yeah, did it a couple of times, didn't they? I think the next try is very similar. But great acceleration through the line from Scott.
Then we saw this dummy half play initially. Foster taking the run. Thought it was great awareness from Foster to get downfield.
What about this skill here now, Dave?
Brilliant from Boas, little chip over the top. Never gave up the chase.
And that's not luck, is it? That's just class.
Brilliant from Boas. We don't see enough halfbacks being allowed to do that in the modern game.
And he's that same player there now. Hedges just taking again, little left foot step, good support from Boyle.
And just burned off the cover, didn't he? Then here I thought Tarley was going in for a fourth. Pops it back on the inside. Kieran Buchanan adds the finish. Canters over the line. Boas involved again in this one. Offload for Bauer. This is the one that makes it though. Little offload out the back of the hand. And Kieran Lawton's down that wing in a flash. Step back in field. Swerve. Such a confident finish that, isn't it? And then finally, Coventry Bears getting their deserved rewards.
And well deserved this. I think it was Sam Davis just picked the ball up here from a loose pass. Good skill there to Sanderson. And then Rhys Rance just beating the Doncaster cover and getting over for what has been a real well-deserved try for Coventry. And a great way to finish.
So it's all finished here by 54 points to 10 as far as Doncaster is concerned. They're back to winning ways. I think they'll be pleased after the week that they've just had. From a Coventry Bears point of view, what messages would you be sending forward?
I think the way they finished has been good. I think the way they started the game was quite good. Obviously, there's a few combinations that you can see are quite new today. You know, that's been the difference between both sides. You know, the pivots. You know, from Doncaster have been very good and very experienced, but from Coventry they just lack that cutting edge, lack the back end to their sets was quite poor at times, and that just allowed Doncaster to get on the front foot, get some good field position. But I think the coaching staff will be pleased with their effort. They just need to get those combinations working a little bit more.
Currently in the other game that's taking place this afternoon in the Betfred League One, it's London Scholars 6, Whitehaven 28. They're into stoppage time at the end of that game, so it looks like the points are heading back up to Cumbria. We've really enjoyed our time in the Midlands this afternoon. I've been Dave Parkinson. The gentleman to my right has been Steve McCormack. Good to have you alongside me again,
thank you,
mate.
Dave.
We'll be back again to do it all tomorrow. We've got 2 games for you on the Our League app. So we have the first of the girls champion schools finals for you, and following that will be the Women's Super League encounter between Wakefield and Wigan. But we'll sign off safe in the knowledge that Doncaster are back to winning ways by 54 points to 10.